All right, so y'all, what week is it? What week are
Week
we in?
8 is week 8.
Week 8. Yeah,
Yes,
week 8.
thank you. I mean, I know y'all love the trimester system, and we're gonna miss how quickly they go, but in the fall of 25, we're moving to the semester system. So it'll go very slow. It's the same amount of work, so it won't be as much work each week for you, but it will be drawn out over a longer period of time. But for education, it's going to be so much easier for us to be on the semester system because of your field experience and student teaching. That's always been a problem because we're on 10-week sessions and you student teach for 12 weeks. That part has not been fun. So this is going to be a lot better overall for that. Maybe not for coursework, but okay. So I just want to review just a minute some terms that will be on your final exam that your last assignment was on what is the science of reading, what is HQIM, and how are they connected? And some of y'all just did a really good job. And I wanted to kind of get you all to speak up a little bit. Those of you that, Faith, somebody signed in as Faith. I'm not sure who you are. I don't have a Faith on the agenda. So if you will speak up and unmute and let me know.
That's me. I'm sorry. I'm having it off my iPhone. That's Rebecca. I'm sorry.
Oh, Rebecca Brondum. Okay. Okay, good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So the science of reading is the approach, right? And so everything that you're going to be doing in literacy from here on out, and really as a teacher, everything should be based on research, and it's all about research on the science of reading. So how does HQIM fit in with science of reading? Some of y'all, I really praised y'all in your feedback. Does anybody want to kind of connect those two for us? How does high quality instructional materials fit in with the science of reading? Anybody? Y'all wrote some good answers.
I'll go.
Okay.
I'm just a little hoarse. So I put that, like you said, the science of reading emphasizes the components, like the research-based components of reading, including phonological awareness, phonics, fluency, vocab, and comprehension. The HQIM translates those principles into practical application for the classroom. So that was like kind of my first paragraph. The materials are meticulously aligned with those evidence-based practices of science of reading, ensure that we have the resources available to take those principles and apply them in the classroom. That was like my first paragraph. And then the process for selecting them is, let's see what I put, developing an evaluation rubric in collaboration with the educators, and then aligning that evaluation with the materials that would be appropriate for that student. So that's kind of where I went with
Very
that.
well stated. So science of reading is the body of research, and it's the approach. And then if we don't have high quality instructional materials, then our students are not receiving equitable education. They're not getting what every student needs to get. Okay, very well said, Amanda. Now, how does structured literacy fit in with science of reading? Because y'all have had a couple assignments on structured literacy. That was those lessons and interventions that you watched. So how does structured literacy fit in with the science of reading? Anybody but Amanda. Got to get somebody else a chance. But so if, what is structured literacy? Remember that lesson that you watched, those components?
I said the science of reading, otherwise known as SOR, is correlated to the research that reading experts use to figure out how we read. It is also an evidence-based practice that helps discover the best approaches for teaching literacy skills called structured literacy.
Okay, good. So you've got the science of reading, which y'all, I think I've told y'all, Jackson State and William Carey, the only two universities designated as a higher ed teacher prep program for the science of reading. We are recognized through MDE, Department of Ed, as a science of reading ed prep school, okay? Mainly because of this course where you're getting experience, you're learning these literacy terms in the science of reading, and then as you continue on through, all of your literacy courses will go back to the science of reading. Now, some of y'all, which really made me happy, actually tied the science of reading to the reading rope. If you were one of those, do you want to speak about how you attached or why you attached the reading rope, Hollis Scarborough's reading rope, to the science of reading? How is that connected? Quite a few of y'all had that connection. I was really glad to see it, because what we really want you to be able to do throughout your 5 literacy courses is to be able to tie everything back to the reading rope. So when you think about the reading rope, and you've got the language comprehension and the decoding, right? How does structured literacy, the components of a structured literacy lesson, you see in the reading rope, correct? So it's all intertwined. If you leave this class knowing the components of the reading rope and how it's connected to the science of reading, why we need to use high quality instructional materials in classrooms, most of y'all did a very good job with that. HQIM is not hard to understand. How many of y'all are using still iReady? Not magnetic reading, but iReady. Okay. Oh, a lot of you.
My classroom uses iReady sometimes.
Okay. I see a lot of hands. So iReady is not on the Mississippi HQIM preferred list. Okay. So we want you all to be able to discuss these kind of vocabulary words that are relevant to teaching with your districts that you're in. Now, what's going to happen is most school districts have a contract with iReady, and when that contract is up, they will not renew it. But they do have a new product on the market called magnetic reading, and it scored very high in HQIM. So did anybody, when you were looking at HQIM, I think this week you go to the MDE website, you can look at the 5 programs that are recommended by the State Department as being HQIM for reading, for math, and I think they're working on science right now. All right, so anybody want to talk about HQIM or science of reading or the reading rope? All right, let me do this. I'm going to, if y'all want to speak up, just unmute. I'm going to share the screen and go over the assignment for this week. So this is HQIM part 2. And so you are going to go to this YouTube video. And when you go to this site that's down here, Mississippi Instructional Materials Matter, that is the MDE site. Now, it's not hosted on MDE site because they got a grant And so it could not be housed on MDE site. So you have to go to Mississippi Instructional Materials Matter. And this is going to take you to all the material about Mississippi. And then here's a frequently asked question about sheet about HQIM. So you're going to watch the video, you're going to the MDE site, and you're going to look at the frequently asked questions. So let's see what, because this is a pretty big project. You're going to use these 3 resources to create an at-a-glance resource guide. I love an at-a-glance. So let's look at this. Your, let's see. I thought I had an audience on here. The audience for this guide is teachers wanting to know more information about HQIM. So I want you to create this HQIM at-a-glance resource guide. There's your heading for teachers in your building. Some of them may not know very much about HQIM, and this could be it's an at-a-glance. So what you want to do is you're going to put in these headings. You're going to put a heading of Mississippi resources, and this could be links. It could be videos, anything you want to put in there related to HQIM in Mississippi. And by the way, Mississippi is really one of the leading states in HQIM. Our State Department started years ago with looking at high quality instructional materials. And so there's a lot of information on MDE's website. Another link is going to be links to videos, so that if a teacher down the hallway wants to go watch a quick video, she can take your at-a-glance and go watch some videos on it. Then you're going to have another page or heading, links to printed materials and handouts. So I remind y'all, this guide should contain images and be aesthetically pleasing. So it's not just words on a page. It is a resource guide. So if you want to Google sample resource guides to see what we're talking about, it needs to be colorful. It needs to have a lot of good resources, and it needs to contain these 3 headings. Okay, just remember that the reason I give you all an audience is because I want you to make this, your assignment should be relevant. So you should be able to take your resource guide and share it with your host teacher. Share it with your principal. Maybe they would even let you do a professional development with teachers at a PLC meeting on HQIM, because I think you're going to have enough resources here to present to some faculty members. Okay, so let me get some comments, some questions from y'all. This is really your last assignment. So I usually finish up early because I don't like the stress of that last week. So I'm pretty sure this is your last assignment, and then you'll take the final exam. So let me look at my schedule here. Let's see. In week 9, let's see, the written final exam is going to be open on the 22nd, which is next week. Don't forget that. And those of you that might be watching, because I try to get your finals and all your assignments done like a week before everybody else. I like to give y'all good feedback. I want you to not be stressed out with this class at the end. And I like to have my grades posted early. So the exam will open on Monday, and it will close on the 28th, which is 7 days later, right? 6 days later. So make sure you look at those dates, and I don't want to hear any excuses that it's late. Okay. 27th.
There is no due date
Yeah.
in
Mhm.
Canvas.
Right.
There is no due date. Yeah.
That's right. That's why I'm saying you can't rely on what Canvas is generating. Go to the assignment, go to the final exam, and see when the due date is due. That's no excuse. Okay. So your final exam is going to be due the 28th. And then the next week, week 10, you don't have anything due. You're done. Okay. So again, because this is, y'all are in the 300 level first block, I can't stress enough how important your syllabus is in every class from here on out. Every time you get a new syllabus, if you will download it, put it in a file on your desktop, because everybody's syllabus contains links, it contains dates. It may not be right in Canvas, but it's got to be right in the syllabus. So the syllabus is your Bible for every single class, not Canvas. Okay. So just remember that. That's just a good tip going forward. Before you reach out to any instructor, make sure you've read the syllabus, because that's where the answer should be. Okay. All right. Let's talk about the study guide. So we're going to go back, and your questions are going to be about the reading rope. It's going to be about all your assignments that you've done. So you need to have a really good grip on what y'all didn't do y'all didn't do the phoneme grapheme mapping one. That's my 308 class. Go back and look at your assignments. Here's how to me, the best way to study is to go to your assignments. What vocabulary words do you need to know? If you know those words, phoneme, you're going to have to know the umbrella. You're going to have to know the terms on the umbrella. Which one's the easiest? Which one's harder? Okay, so some of y'all are still struggling with some of the vocabulary with phoneme segmenting and phoneme blending. Did y'all do that assignment? That might not have been y'all. That must have been 308. Basically, y'all, the past couple of weeks, y'all been on structured literacy, HQIM, and science of reading. Okay. Let's see. Let me go back to don't want to do that. Let me go to assignments. So go back and look at your written assignments, your written summaries, and be able to connect to your vocabulary. If you know what the reading rope, the simple view of reading, if you know how all of that is connected, you will do fine. But you're not going to do well if you don't know your vocabulary. Okay. It's not a hard test. And now here's one thing to remember. When you open the test, you've got an hour to take it. So make sure that when you do it, you've got time to finish it, because you can't go back. All right. Okay. What kind of questions or comments do y'all have in finishing up this class?
This is the best I have done out of all my classes. And I am so excited because I actually understood everything within each assignment and could follow along. And it kind of makes me excited about maybe possibly looking into becoming a reading teacher, which I never thought about before.
Those are great comments. Thank you. So you obviously have an interest in this. Now, who's math? Who are my math people that really excel in math and like math? We have anybody? So math people really struggle with this class because the vocabulary doesn't mean a lot. It's a little trickier if your brain is more math oriented than literacy oriented. But Samantha, thank you so much for sharing that with us. My goal as chair of the department is to make sure that everybody's class is interactive and relevant. And I'm not a big discussion board person, as you can tell, because here's what's happened during this class. So with this last assignment, you had to go learn about the science of reading. You had to read and watch videos. Then you had to get a little bit of information and research about high quality instructional materials. Then you have to really look at those two and say, now, how are they connected? So your level of knowledge is deeper, and then you have to write it. So when you come to 308 with me, you'll have projects. You'll have a lot of videos to do. And the videos are going to be, you're going to have that level of knowledge. You can't just stand up and do it. You're going to have to know what a phoneme is, what a grapheme is. You're going to be demonstrating your knowledge of the science of reading. So in order to do that, it takes a while to do these projects, because you've got to have, you're transferring, it's this thing called transfer of knowledge. You have to transfer your knowledge from your research into the project. Okay, I'm not real particular about your writing style. I want to know if you know the material, because what's important is after the fall, when you're in 308 and 311, you're going to go take the Foundations of Reading test. So you have to know this stuff, okay? And we will have workshops, and we'll have some training and some help for you on that in the fall. But we don't offer 308 and 311 in the summer because of the field experience and tying it to that. And so most of y'all will probably be taking it in the fall. Okay. But you will be doing projects too. So Samantha, I think you'll really like it in the fall because it's some really fun projects. All right. Any other comments, questions?
Is the final grade in the grade book going to be the same grade that's on Canvas?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, that's why I let y'all resubmit, because you have to know this stuff. So the projects are relevant. You have to know it. So if I've asked you to resubmit and you want points, the whole key is I want you to know this stuff. So it's not do it one time and then I will never learn it. No, you have to learn it. You don't have a choice. You have to learn the science of reading. You have to know the 5 components of reading. You have to know the reading rope. You have to know the PA umbrella. Okay. All right. So let me see. I'm going to go to participants and I'm going to look and see who I have not. Okay. iPhone 80 that just joined us. Can you tell me who you are?
Hannah Craig, sorry.
Okay, great. No, that's all right. You will have to watch the video because we're just about to wrap it up.
Okay, yes, ma'am. I apologize.
No, that's fine. All right. So Leslie Castleberry and Lacey Cuevas, Lindsay Fortenberry. Any of you 3 here?
I'm right
Yes,
here.
ma'am, I'm here.
All right. Lindsay. Lindsay, what's your last name?
Fortenberry.
Got it. And who else said that was here?
Lacey Cuevas.
Okay, great. I don't know how. Sheree? Mallory Scarborough? No? I think that's it. Laura Lee? No? Okay. I think that's it, y'all. So y'all need to talk about anything else? I hope everybody's been advised and had your summer fall schedule. If you have any questions, just email me. I do advise a lot of students. So what we're trying to do is get as many people to graduate in spring of 25 is possible before the semester system starts. Okay, so if you have questions, go to your advisor, see what they can do to get you out in spring. If not, you'll be coming for the fall trimester. You can take 12 hours or 15, and same thing for spring of 26. All right. Well, I'm going to stop recording.